Now, let's review your answer. So here's the sentence. You should read English short stories. If you do this, you will learn many new words. As you can see, we used the expression for making suggestions, and we also used an expression to give the justification. All right, so let's have another problem. So here we have another problem. I am addicted to video games. So what is the suggestion? And what is the meaning of addicted, by the way? Addicted is to use something extensively. Okay? For example, you play video games for very long hours, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours. So this is a kind of addiction. You cannot get rid of playing games all the time. So what can you do? So here we have a suggestion. Well, you can take up a new hobby, such as swimming. If you like swimming, if you like other hobbies, you can write them down. You can say, I take up a new hobby, such as drawing or horse riding and other hobbies. Now, justification. Why do you take up a new hobby? Because if you do this, you will spend less time playing video games. Now, the same activity, I want you to look at the suggestion and the justification and try to merge them in one complete sentence. Remember to use the expressions that we have discussed before. Again, you have 1 minute to merge the two sentences. All right, let's have a look. So here's the sentence. Why don't you take up a new hobby such as swimming? And remember, we have a question mark here because we started with why don't you? And the justification is that way you will spend less time playing video games. So as you can see, we use the two expressions, one for the suggestion and one for the justification. And your sentence now sounds more appealing. All right. Now, it's your turn to make some suggestions. I'm going to show you a new problem, and I'm going to provide you with 2 visual aids. Have a look at them and try to think of the problem. What do you think? What is the problem with this man here? His problem is being overweight. So your friend is overweight. So this is the problem. Again, you remember the meaning of overweight. It's another word for fat. What is the suggestion? Eat plenty of fresh food like fruits and vegetables. Why is that important? Because you will feel much healthier. Now, I want you to merge these 2 sentences, or the suggestion and the justification, in one complete sentence. And you have 1 minute to do this. Now, let's have a look at the complete sentence. Here you go. You should eat plenty of fresh food like fruits and vegetables. This way, you will feel much healthier. All right. So now let's review the second objective of our lesson. So if you remember, the second one was to make suggestions and justifications to problems. So now we are able to make suggestions and we are able to give justification for these suggestions. Now it's time for task number 3. In task number 3, you are going to see 3 different paragraphs, but they have a problem. They are not in the correct order. Your job is to put them in the correct order. Now let's review the 3 paragraphs. This is the third one. This is the first paragraph. And this is the second paragraph and the third paragraph. You have 2 minutes. I want you to read the 3 paragraphs carefully and try to put them in the correct order. So which paragraph is the first one, the second one, and the third one? Now, let's have a look at the correct answer. So, this is the first paragraph, and the second paragraph, and here's the third paragraph. I hope that you got the correct answer. All right. We will come back to this piece of writing, but I just wanted to have the general idea of the layout and the style of this writing. As you can see, this type of writing is called an article. And if you remember our objective, this is the third objective. All right, so how many paragraphs are there? There are 3 paragraphs. And do you think there is a difference between this kind of writing and writing a letter? Well, it may seem different a little bit, but we will explain the details about this article in a couple of minutes. So let's discuss the differences between a letter and an article. So what are the main differences between a letter and an article? So I think you are familiar with writing letters because they are very common and we use them all the time. So in a letter, one person usually reads it, okay? While in the article, many people read it. The other difference is that a letter starts with a salutation. For example, you start your letter saying, dear, hi, hello. So this is the salutation, okay? And while in the article, you start with an introduction. So you don't have to salute your friend or greet them. No, you just start the topic. While the third difference is that letters are usually short.